Spreading innovation, a breakthrough in cholera treatment. Cholera is a violent and deadly diarrheal illness caused by the bacterium Vibrio cholera, which the victim usually ingests from contaminated water. The bacteria secrete a toxin that triggers a rapid outpouring of fluid into the intestine. Children can lose a third of their body's water in less than 24 hours, a fatal volume. Drinking water to replace the fluid loss is ineffective because the intestine won't absorb it. As a result, mortality commonly reached 70% or higher. During the 19th century, cholera pandemics killed millions across Asia, Europe, Africa, and North America. In the 60s, scientists discovered that sugar helps the gut absorb fluid. Two American researchers, David Nalen and Richard Cash, were in Dhaka during a cholera outbreak. They decided to test this scientific finding by giving victims an oral solution containing sugar and salt. The researchers confined the Dhaka trial to 29 patients, and none of them died. In 1968, The Lancet published the results of this modest trial of what is now regarded as among the most important medical advances of the 20th century. 3 years later, in 1971, an Indian physician named Dilip Mahalanobis was directing medical assistance at a West Bengal camp of 350,000 refugees from Bangladesh's War of Independence when cholera struck. Intravenous fluid supplies ran out. Mahalanobis instructed his team to try the Dhaka solution. Just 3.6% of the people died, an unprecedented reduction from the usual 30%. If cholera victims were alert, able to drink, and supplied with enough of the solution, they could almost always save their own lives. One might have expected people to clamor for the recipe after these results were publicized. Oral rehydration solution seems like a miraculous fix for a vivid, immediate, and terrifying problem. But that isn't what occurred. A decade after the landmark findings, the idea remains stalled. Nothing much had changed. Diarrheal disease remained the world's biggest killer of children under the age of 5. In 1980, a Bangladeshi non-profit organization called BRAC decided to try and get oral rehydration therapy adopted nationwide. The campaign required reaching a mostly illiterate population. The messages the campaign needed to spread were complicated, and no clear solution was present. How do you think the efforts of BRAC will go? What efforts do you think they tried? And what would you have tried to help the population of Bangladesh?